Hi guys, welcome to First Line Story episode number 4 with Geet Kiran Aneja. And while I was talking to him just before this session, I realized a lot of stuff is very interesting about him. Like he ditched Google, he ditched Facebook, and he is helping right now marketing, helping right now many businesses with marketing. So it was an interesting story of Geet Kiran Aneja, but because he's like a guy who is not settling down with one thing, he likes to explore a lot. That's what I could understand, and let us explore more about him. So welcome to my first line story, Geet.
Hi, Gordon. So yeah, as Gordon told us, so like I like to explore things, a lot of things. In fact, I came up with a title for myself, which might sound very narcissistic, but it's like there used to be a guy called Leonardo da Vinci, and he used to be an architect also and a painter also and stuff like that, and he was alive during the Renaissance period, and they used to call him the Renaissance man because he did almost everything. So I came up with a term. So if somebody asks me what do you do, I just say I'm a Renaissance man. I do everything that's possible in the business space. Right. So that's how I usually introduce myself, like outside in the parties or stuff like that.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Geet. Actually, yeah, I could see you like you were entrepreneurial in nature because in the college also did
Right.
not keep silent, and
Yeah.
you were doing stuff like that. So that's really awesome. And it's like definitely experimentation is something. Marketers, as a marketer, I think experimentation is one
Right.
characteristic which every marketer should actually have in uh, half of marketing is that. So, Geet,
Right.
I want you to introduce yourself in just short few lines. Exactly what you do or whom do you serve as a marketing point of view?
Right. So currently, I'm mostly working with direct to consumer brands. So I help them. So, like, if a brand comes to me and they want to start from scratch, I help them start from scratch and grow them to a certain scale. And then they are off to their investors and everything like that. And also, I am currently working as the marketing head of the Flex Nest, which is a home workout equipment brand, which I very recently joined just last month. And yeah, we are scaling that brand beautifully now for the last 15 or 16 days that I've been working there.
Awesome, awesome.
And yeah, I also write copy, which is like an ask I don't really do. But if someone is willing to pay the right bucks for it, I'll do it. But it's just like I do it on the side just to, because love writing. So I just do it for the fun of it.
Yeah, definitely. I see you like scribbling a lot in the day.
Yes.
Whatsoever comes,
Yeah.
I keep getting notifications on
Yeah.
that. So that's
Yeah.
awesome, Geet. So let us, because this episode is about your first time story. I could understand that you got after resigning from Google. So
Yeah.
after resigning from Google, you got the first line. But before going to the first line thing, I want to ask the question: why did you resign from Google? Like most of the people ask this question, and maybe people watching this video might also be
Yeah.
want to be knowing that.
Yeah, I still get asked this question every now and then. Like if someone asks me where you're working currently and I tell them the place and they said where were you working earlier? I said Google. Like why did you quit?
Pagal tha
I'm
Google.
like no, like why did you quit? I was like no, I mean Google is not a temple. It's not the last place on earth to be. So it's like I just tell them that, and then I also quit because I was really enterprising. Like I was internally feeling guilty that okay, they are paying me this like good salary and good perks and everything. I respect them for that, having a very good workplace for everyone to relish. But the thing with me is that I'm not happy with the mostly the payouts and the perks and things that usually make anyone happy. Because see, if you get your first job at Google, your life is settled. But the thing is, for me, it's always about what's the next adventure? Because I'm always itching for the change, right? I'm always chasing. right? Because even if I accomplish something, I just want to run to the next thing. What's left? What more can I do? So that's why I quit Google. And the thing was, at Google was the first place where I got into like marketing online and stuff like that. Right? I learned Google Ads first of all, that platform. That was the hard skill I learned there. And then sales was something I was really good at, thanks to my dad, the way he has nurtured me over the years. But then I combined those two skills, that to sell this hard skill of Google Ads management, sales, and convincing businesses to part away with their money and help me manage their Google Ads account and grow their businesses leads, if it's a lead based business or an e-commerce business. And so I just after like resigning from Google, I started just like freelancing around with just Google management as as the only hard skill that I knew at that time.
So that's awesome. So you told you were clear about the things, because it's not just about Google. Yeah, people will think that, yeah, for someone Google might be the place which they want to live their rest of their life. But for
Right,
some people it might be like, nah, you have a different calling altogether and you want to
right,
do something else. So that's really awesome, Geet. So
right.
now after Google, you got out, and then you told that something was trending in the internet. That what was that, and how did you get that first client? Uh,
Oh yeah. So when I resigned Google, I came back to Delhi. I was just 2 3 days when I was sitting around and like, and someone from, I think it was Google only. They told me that there are two like freelancing platforms at that point of time in 2014 ish end December like stuff. I was sitting around in winters and thinking, okay, let me check out these two platforms. And these were like Elance and Odesk, which now combined is called Upwork. They merged together. These two companies merged together now. And so I just logged on, created accounts on both Odesk and Elance and started bidding. Even at that point of time, you had to bid on jobs that were out there on the platform. So I bid on jobs with the credential that I have worked at Google, so I can manage your Google Ads much better than everyone else on the platform. Just like that was the pitch that came to my mind. I was like, "This is what I'm going to pitch. This is
a
I'm going to
perfect copy.
yeah. This is how I'm going to flat out like beat everyone on the platform and just get all the business." And it worked. Because like obviously then they go to you at that point of time I was on LinkedIn. So they used to go to their LinkedIn profile, your LinkedIn profile, and check out what you're doing and what you were doing before this. And then again, like they used to come online on video calls and everything through those platforms. So they used to, I guess get confidence in me that I can probably manage their Google ads well. I landed a couple of good clients for the like 6 months. I had a beautiful 6 months run where I landed a lot of clients through Elance and Odesk. And the first client I landed was a guy who was in US. He was a army veteran, and he was organizing some kind of like a combat workshop for like normal civilians and stuff like that. Combat workshop. So my job was to get leads for him for his workshop, and yeah, through just Google Ads, and which was very difficult because Google search is an intent based. No one is out there looking for a combat workshop per se. So I had to just use like a combination of display ads and stuff like that.
It's a tough nut to crack, because people will not
Yeah.
search for it, and you may have to indirectly link it somehow.
Yeah, I had to make like offers on the display ads that there is a workshop of like combat workshop going on, how combat works, and I didn't know anything much about that niche. So I just figured out from his landing page what should be on the ad, and like I ran those ads on like relevant affinity driven sites, like someone's military blog or someone's army blog in US, stuff like that. Got him a couple of leads. He was happy with it. What he paid like $600-700, I think, at that point of time, which was like fine with me, like more than fine with me actually at that point
Yeah,
of
it's
time.
a
Because
first client, so it's paying you $600 is a good thing, because it
right,
also boosts your confidence, and it shows you the way
right,
how long it can go. So this is
right,
something which gives you the picture.
right. Right. Because I couldn't think beyond like what could I charge probably because I've never charged someone like as a freelance for this before. So I was like, okay, this guy is paying me $506. That means there are like at least hundreds of guys out there who can pay me like $560 on these two platforms itself. So that's when I went bonkers for the 6 months and just cranked out Google ads for everyone on the platform almost.
That's awesome. So with the first client, everything looks like things went quite smooth with you. Was there any
Right.
learning for you, like anything specific, not only about technicalities, but anything? Because it was like, though you are entrepreneurial in nature and all, because a lot of things come to you naturally. But were there any challenges in that first executing the first project?
Oh yeah, not project per se, because I was really getting good at the product, the Google Ads product itself, and how to use it best to advertise. But one thing I would really tell almost everyone is, when you start doing business, when you start freelancing or any kind of a business you are running, you might you might come to luck very early, right? I was barely like 22 or 21 at that point of time, and I got lucky that, okay, clients are paying me this much money. But think of a guy at 21 in 2014 having like lakhs of rupees in his accounts, right? What he's gonna do? Because he doesn't have that sense of, saving or investing. Although I knew a lot about investing, but again, a guy who has never seen money before, and almost like in a year he has started earning so much, he'll go rabbit. He'll just go out spending on a spending spree and buy useless stuff, all that stuff like which other guys are buying just to have a kind of a lifestyle. I would really say everyone who's very early into this, and especially who is young, who is probably making it big or some money in the first place, I would say really be professional with your money as well. Even when you're professional with clients, be professional with your money as well, because early money is also very bad. Like, people say you start earning early, but when you get very lucky and you have not seen any much of the hurdles, then you should treat it really well, because at the end of the day, if depends on how you treat it, like,
Yeah,
it's going to treat you the same.
early money, and what happens is you also get into wrong things, wrong circles, wrong
Yeah,
companies. So not only
wrong.
things, yeah, so that also can actually totally spoil you out. So that is definitely
Right.
important. Yeah, you,
So that's the hard lesson I learned. And one thing I learned really, like, is sales. See, everyone is selling marketing services these days. A lot of people are selling, but a lot of people don't know how to actually have the empathy for the client, because you put yourself in their shoes. They also have a family to run. They are also driving through the same Gurgaon Delhi traffic every day and have a lot of other tensions. It's not just you who is asking. So they are also risking their money with you, thinking their business will grow. So at the end of the day, if you are going to just steal that money or like give a shoddy job or deliver a shoddy work, then you are not doing justice, not just to him, but also to yourself, because you'll get in a habit, you'll get in a vicious circle where you are not delivering, and someday that bubble gonna burst, and that's gonna burst really bad,
yeah,
right?
definitely, and
वो
it's
कर्म
in this
वो
age of
हाँ,
what we say, moment marketing. It's very tough.
right,
You can actually things spread faster.
right,
Like it's you can't stop it. Uh,
right.
I'm sure about that.
Huh. If you do the bad work, your bad name's gonna spread like wildfire. So it's better to be like, it's better to be very honest with clients also. Like, if you can't deliver something, just say it upfront. Clients will understand that. But if you try to hide or like, kind of like compromise, then the clients will get pissed off. If you're like very honest, like if you're not picking their calls and stuff like that, it's not gonna happen. If you're cutting them off, like, no, this is how it happens, this is how I optimize my campaigns and stuff like that, you're just lying outright to just compromise the contract, then it's going to come back on you hard someday. So just be very careful with that, because you're dealing with actual businesses. Even if you're starting out early, you're dealing with someone's hard earned, built business and money. So just be kind to that, just be respectful to it, and it will come back to you in a very respectful way.
Yeah, yes, Geet, I think that's an important thing. Definitely, you need to think on the long run because you're doing business, and you should think
Right.
long run. And obviously, today is not the day of, like, it's not, we are not in 2000 or 1990s. We are in 2020, and here now there's no place for bullshitters. whatsoever. That is
Right.
for sure. You should understand.
Right.
Can't get away with things like
Right.
this. So, Geet, I think
Right.
very good examples and lessons even from your this thing. So, if someone is starting out, let us say about the pricing part, I want to, because you have seen a lot of stuff. I want to pick your brain
Right.
on this. Like on the pricing part, many guys actually shy away of
Mhm.
raising the bar and asking for a better price because maybe they till
Right.
now did not have cracked such a client which is paying that way and all. So what is that you can tell to
Right.
them, like how they can tackle this thing, how they can try to get over there?
Oh, yeah. So, like this thing I learned from my dad, you're not able to charge the price because of two, like the desirable price because of two reasons. One is either you're not confident of your skills, and right, that's the case where you are like, इसको मैं पिच ही कैसे करूं? Like मैं खुद का इतना वर्थ नहीं समझता अभी. आप क्यों नहीं समझते? Because you think you don't have that much confidence in your skills. Second is you have been an introvert, you don't know how to sell. Like you have been an introvert through your life, but you know the technical hard skills really well. Now, like the selling is like you, आपको guilty feeling आता है मैं इसके इतना charge कैसे करूं? So those are the two things you have to find out which one is you. Either you are very introvert, you have been born and brought up very introvert, or you are not confident of your own skills. If you're not confident of your own skills, then build up a portfolio which is envy of everyone, right? Build up a portfolio of work, charge reasonably, okay, whatever you charge, deliver good results. But then that portfolio is going to back you up when you are going to new clients and charging the really desirable amount that you want. Second is you're introvert. In the case of the introvert, the thing is, why are you in the business in the first place if you are introvert? I don't think Mukesh Ambani is introvert at all. Although he looks like a very nerdy introvert guy, but I don't think he's introvert at all. I feel at his own personal parties he must be like laughing all the way like to the bank, right? So if you are going into business, this there's a one very good thing Warren Buffett says, which is take a public speaking class, learn how to speak on stage if you're going into business. Because even Warren Buffett says he was very shy, but he took a workshop which he paid really well for in college. He's thankful to that workshop for his investing career rather than any financial knowledge. Because every like Berkshire Hathaway press conference, he just says that I got success in investing because I took a public speaking class, not because I know a lot about business or not about finance. Because he could make the deals, he could interact with people and make the deals he wanted to make because of those public speaking skills and those interactivity and being extrovert to a reasonable extent. So these are the two reasons which I think you are not able to charge the pricing. Although, like a lot of people will say, "Nahi yaar, boss, you are not able to charge the price because you have not structured your package well or stuff like that." But at the core, it just comes down to these two things. Work on these two things. Everything else will take care of it. You'll know what to charge. You'll know how to charge it.
I'm very well resonating with what you're saying, Geet, because when I ask many guys whom I know in the community about, can you share your portfolio?
Mm-hmm. Oh, they
नहीं
go
है,
black.
portfolio
Yeah.
नहीं है उनके पास. They
Right.
didn't build a portfolio.
Right.
Do you have a website? बस
Right.
आप एक मार्केटिंग एजेंसी चला रहे हैं या मार्केटिंग
Right.
फ्रीलांसर हो, वेबसाइट हो या तो समवेयर यू शुड हैव सम लिंक, वन वेब पेज
Right.
दे
Right.
सकते हैं ना, लिंक ट्री का या
Right.
किसी का दे सकते हैं ना. And I
Right.
say, like, when I ask people, can you talk about yourself? 1 minute video, intro video.
Because that's important, right? आप
Hard,
किसी को
hard for
देखोगे,
people. It's hard for people.
हाँ,
People don't give me. Even I see people who are in the business for the last 8 years. They're not able to
right,
do it all. I don't know
right,
why they don't prioritize, because I strongly believe that what sells is what appears is what sells.
right,
आप पीछे क्या कर सकते हो वो ठीक है, बट सामने तो एक तो एक्सपोजर होता है ना. लाइक सी आई वर्क
right,
विद डिजिटल विद्या एज अ फ्रीलांस ट्रेनर,
right,
inbound marketing and email marketing. So
right,
like you mentioned, I put it on my portfolio. It speaks for me, and I did
right,
few other things which speaks for me. I do it. So whatsoever you have at your capacity, I think if you're not able to build a portfolio which is actually talking about what can you offer, what can you bring to the
right,
table, then definitely you can't charge more. That's what
right.
And the second thing you told about is the introvertness. Is maybe it's coming from not able to sell things. Maybe that's a skill which they have to work more rigorously on and fix it up. So you can't fix it so easily. That's what I doubt. Those guys maybe because I'm again this is a new angle to me. I did not think in these lines. What you told, introvert. Apart from that first thing, the portfolio and how you build it up and all that, obviously you'll start charging because you already fixed up for this pricing and all that. That's awesome. I think if we could take away very good lessons from your first line story, and apart from that, your journey itself is very, very interesting. We should be coming up with something else soon. So, any final words before we depart about advising anyone, maybe other marketers, fellow marketers, or maybe starters, whomsoever?
Right. For the starters, I would say have at least 2 case studies, like 2 really good case studies where you have delivered work, like par excellence work, and have 2 references, 2 people who your potential clients can call up and ask about you, right? So these 2 references and these 2 case studies, always have it, and there wouldn't be any day where you'll die of hunger. So just have those 2.
That's, I think, very good, and give so much good work. There was so much good work that कोई भी बंदा कॉल करके पूछे ना, तो उन लोग बोलना चाहिए कि आंख बंद करके ले लो, कोई बात नहीं.
अब ले लो. Have these 2 things, and then you wouldn't have any day where you go hungry or like you have a dearth of clients. There's no day. Just these 2 things. That's done. That's enough to convince any relevant business that you can do this. It's fine. Now, what's your pricing? Guys, and for pricing, my advice is work on a bit of extrovertness and the confidence on your own skills. Even if you're not confident on your own skills because you have like partially cooked up, like half baked up skills, then over time learn those skills, like refine your skills in those areas. So like if you do something like design, then keep refining your skills in that and you will eventually gain confidence. And second is learn how to sell. And best way to learn how to sell is to look at movies. They are actors who are selling basically nothing. They are just selling you an idea. They're just selling you an idea. It's no tangible stuff that you can hold in your hand. It's just selling you a story like आपके दिमाग में चल रही है. आपको वो बेच के वो 500 रुपए की टिकट आपको बेच देते हैं.
Definitely ना. Nothing is real over there. Nothing is real. Hero dance करता है, dance उसका नहीं है. उसका lyric गाता है तो वो भी उसका नहीं है. So nothing. Everything is a true lie. That's all, and you pay for it.
Right. So learn to sell from maybe movies and work on your skills. आजकल सब कुछ online available है skills पे work करने के लिए. There are tons of tutorials. Stop browsing through different lessons. Just pick anyone and just complete it over a week. You'll learn. You will keep refining your skills.
Yeah, skills pay. And one more thing, I feel like some people, they don't charge enough because they think they assume that this is the market rate or something. They go by the standard thing. But when you are able to offer something which is really bringing value to the business, and if you're able to put your the perspective in that business owner's point of view, and you try to provide services in such a way that it's actually helping the business owner get more results, I think definitely you'll understand how much you can charge better. That's one more perspective I think you can get up.
One tactic to charge really high, really well for your skills is to have your skills intersect with another skill. For example, I do design, but then I also know a lot about consumer psychology because I have worked in so and so FMCG company. So this is like this. The more the number of intersecting lines you have, and at that intersection is the higher the price you can charge. So I know a lot about stock markets. I know a lot about consumer behavior. I know a lot about fiction because I read a lot. I know a lot about law because my dad is a lawyer. So then all these, if someday I get a client who's into all of these things, I'll be able to resonate with their business more and I can charge more. So don't just go into one field में को Facebook ads करना है. आप एक ही फील्ड में घुसे जा रहे हो. What's the new thing? वो नई चीज निकल के आएगी. इनोवेशन हमेशा क्रॉस रोड्स पे निकल के आती है. 2 फील्ड्स के इंटरसेक्शन पे. तो वहां जाओ. 2-3 फील्ड्स के इंटरसेक्शन पे जाओ and then you will be larger than life.
Yeah, definitely. You can't just stick to something, and things are disrupting at a disruptive mode, and I think
Right.
your interview was also very disrupting on a different level, and
Right.
I enjoyed talking to you, Geet, and I hope all the audience who will be watching this episode will enjoy a lot, and we'll come back to you with we'll come back with Geet for a very good session, maybe on copywriting or some other stuff, and see how we
Yeah.
can actually bring up some good stuff. Thank you very much, Geet.
Thank you. Thank you.